is Josh from Sorcerer Studios, and welcome to the 12th video of the Dungeon Game Dev series. Now in this video, my plan is to start actually getting the AI for the enemies, and I'm going to do this by first starting to have it be so that the enemy follows the player. Now to start this, I would first need a navigation mesh or a NavMesh, and that's basically just a blue area to the places that the enemy can go. And I've actually created this. I created this a couple of months ago. Basically, the NavMesh, if I were to hit play, takes a little bit. The NavMesh actually generates at runtime, so I've already got this done, and as you can see, it does a pretty good job. And that area has not been set up, but it will be shortly now that I just noticed it. So, without further ado, I'm going to start the enemy and the following system for the enemies and Ethan. Let's get started. So what we need to do now is we need to add a NavMesh Agent, and I already put it on him. And this basically gives us access to a lot of good parameters, such as the speed, the angular speed. It basically does all that, and it gives our character the ability to detect the NavMesh, so that's very good. So now what we have to do is we have to make a script, and I'm going to call this pathfinding, and I'm going to make the script for the pathfinding in there. So I will show you what is going on. So I'm in the process of writing the script, and I just barely started, but I was having trouble figuring out why nothing was working, and I realized I never wrote this line, which is using unityengine.ai. So just as I guess a little message to anybody who's working with NavMesh agents, that you have to add this line or else you will spend an infinite amount of time wondering why it doesn't work. Okay, so on with the coding. So here's the code right here, and what we have are three variables: the follow radius, the target, and the NavMesh, which is the nav agent. So on start, we just find the player by assigning the target to finding the tag type of player, and currently Ethan has this tag on him, so it will find him. It gets the NavMesh agent as nav agent, and we have the find destination method down here, and I don't have it in the update because I'll just get rid of that. I don't have it in the update because basically if we were to have the enemy find Ethan every single frame and set the destination to him, that would be very bad for optimization. So I have it find his destination 4 times a second, and that should be good for now. If there's any problems, I could definitely change it. But right here we have the distance, and it takes the current distance between the enemy and the player. And then I did have an if statement here that if the follow radius, which is right here, if it's greater than the enemy distance, then the enemy follows the character. But I got rid of that for testing purposes, and I just have it set destination to the target, which should be Ethan in this case. So let's see if that works. So we're going to see if this works. Now I already know the answer to this, and unfortunately there is a problem. The brute is just running around aimlessly, and he seems to not really know where Ethan is. Now let me show you what was set up with— whoa, that was not expected. Let's see what was set up with this guy. So I just realized what the problem was, and that was that our brute had the character controller on him, and he should not have that, and it was on him because I had him be the player for one episode. So now that that's gone, if we were to hit play, we can see in just a second that our brute slowly follows the player. And this is very good news. Oh my, well, that's a problem. Seems like he's having a couple of problems now. And somehow we can climb up him. Oh great, those are some bugs that we're definitely going to have to fix. But let's see, so his speed is 1. Let's change that to 3. Just see how that changes things. Where is he? There he is. Okay, I don't know if he's any faster. Okay, so he still knocks things around. And for some reason he likes to twirl around in the air. Let's try changing the angular speed. Let's say 120. I think that's what it was by default, but I changed it to 1 just to see what it would do. Let's see. Where is he? There he is. Okay. Let's see. Is he gonna move? There we go. So he is moving. And I think that fixed the angular speed as well. Although I think a speed of 3 is probably not the answer. Let's try, I don't know, let's try 7. Let's see if 7 works. Oh, and the acceleration I believe by default was 8. So let's just see how that works. Oh boy, so he is very fast. And he is turning a bit. Let's see. Let's see what happens if we do some twirls. Now, he is a bit buggy, but for now, he does work. So here, unfortunately, is where I'm going to have to wrap up the video for today. It's been a very busy day and it's reaching the end. So I'm going to try to get to the animations of him for the next video and also fix all of these bugs that he is having, because he is having quite a few. He's kind of freaking out right now with all the swords flying in the air. So with that, that is what I'm going to leave off with in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you got some value out of it, and let me know in the comments what you thought, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.